Hello and welcome to our virtual Fight for Air Climb opening ceremony. I'm Caroline Hutchinson, the Executive Director at the American Lung Association in Philadelphia. Thank you for joining us this morning. Before we get started, I wanted to let everyone know that you are muted, but please use the chat box below to say hello, make comments, and shout outs to friends, family, and team members. You also have the option to wave and applause our speakers. We wish we could have met in person at 3 Logan Square for the 14th year of the climb, but we are thrilled you're here with us virtually to celebrate the accomplishments of everyone today. Over the next 24 hours, we encourage you, friends, and family to find a set of stairs or use our Fight for Air Climb Philadelphia Club on Strava to calculate your elevation while going for a run walk. 700 feet simulates the 50 stairs up 3 Logan Square. If you can double that elevation, you would be part of our elite group of century climbers. Just a reminder, there is still time to receive your climb kit in the mail. Fundraising will close on October 12th. This year only, we included registration fees in our minimum $100 fundraising. If you are unsure how much more you need to raise to receive your kit, please reach out to felice.kelem@lung.org. Kits include t-shirt, face mask, and swag from our sponsors. For all of you overachieving fundraisers, once you reach 1,088, you will receive a Fight for Air Climb branded Yeti tumbler. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Ross Sommer. Dr. Sommer is Professor of Medicine at the Jane and Leonard Korman Respiratory Institute at Thomas Jefferson University Hospital. He is a board-certified pulmonologist and critical care physician and an NIH-funded basic science investigator. And we are extremely honored that he is also our co-chair for the Fight for Air Climb and team captain for Jefferson Hospital Center City Climb team. Since 2018, when Dr. Sommer became involved with the American Lung Association, Team Jefferson has raised $19,027. Thank you for your commitment and leadership, Dr. Sommer.
Thank you, Caroline. Good morning to everybody, and welcome to the first ever virtual Fight for Air Climb Philadelphia. So yes, as Caroline mentioned, my name is Ross Sommer, and I'm a pulmonologist, so I see patients with all different types of lung disease. So I can speak firsthand to the important work you all are supporting by participating in this fundraising event. This is my second year chairing this event, and as Caroline mentioned, this is my third year participating in this event. 3 years ago, I decided to participate in the Fight for Air Climb because I take care of patients with many different types of lung disease, but many of those are rare lung diseases. And many of these patients don't have a voice and their diseases go unrecognized. As you know, it's often the case that those with the loudest voice get the most attention. And in my case, this relates to research dollars. So I wanted to make sure my patients have a voice, and by participating in the Fight for Air Climb, I knew the ALA would be an excellent platform for raising awareness for these conditions. In addition, at the Korman Respiratory Institute, which is where I work at Jefferson, we as providers have always been frustrated with the fact that we just care and treat our patients, but don't do enough to prevent disease. And by getting out into the community and participating in events like this, we have an opportunity to not only care for patients and raise awareness, but potentially prevent disease. Okay, so now I'd like to acknowledge and thank the 2020 Fight for Air Climb Committee, who I've worked so closely with. We are really grateful for the time and energy that they have given to make this a really successful event this year. First and foremost, I'd like to thank John Narkin, my co-chair, who's just an excellent guy, and I've learned a lot from working with him. In addition to John, I'd like to thank Brad Bayard, Daniel Breiter, Mike Carr, Jamie Chang, Anthony Garbarino, Don Haas, Steve Honeywell, Corey Hullins, and Karen McLaughlin. The vision of the American Lung Association is quite simple. It's a world free of lung disease. Their mission is to save lives by improving lung health and preventing lung disease. They accomplish this mission through education, advocacy, and research, and focus on 4 strategic imperatives: to defeat lung cancer, to champion clean air, to create a world free of tobacco and improve the quality of life for those with lung disease and their families. A little bit of background: the Lung Association was formed in 1906 when our nation faced the tuberculosis epidemic. Today, the Lung Association is uniquely positioned to address the needs we face in ending the COVID-19 pandemic through research, advocacy, and education to tackle this terrible viral disease. In response, the American Lung Association has just recently launched a $25 million COVID-19 action initiative to end COVID-19 and defend against future pandemics. They have already committed $8 million to this fund, and you can learn more about this initiative at their website at lung.org/COVID-19. We are here today, that's my dog, to support the nearly 37 million people in the United States living with lung disease. Currently, there are more than 6.3 million people impacted by COVID-19. We want to thank all of you for being here, for helping to raise awareness, save lives, and working to end COVID-19 and other lung diseases. Next, I'd like to take a few seconds to introduce a very, very special volunteer, friend, and co-chair for this event, Philadelphia Battalion Chief John Narkin. John is a veteran Philadelphia firefighter and has served the city for the past 24 years, responding to hundreds of fires, medical emergencies, environmental hazards. He's also our lung force hero. And John, take the floor.
Thank you, Dr. Summer. First off, I really appreciate being here today. It's been a long road for everybody on this panel this year with the challenges that we faced, and everybody on the panel, and including you, Dr. Summer, especially. You'll see Caroline and Felice in there. You all stepped up to the plate, and that to me shows what the Lung Association and the fight that we all have for this cause and the passion that we have to get this going as much as we can and make this event happen. I have to say thank you to all of you for that, first and foremost. A little bit about myself. As Dr. Summer says, I am a battalion chief in the city of Philadelphia Fire Department. I've been here for the last 24 years. And, as all firefighters, we like to do things, but health of others and, helping others is the goal. And 3 years ago, almost in December will be 3 years for me. I got that, that call that nobody wants to do. I have some spots on my lung. And then through different testing and all, and in May of 2018, the diagnosis was confirmed that I had stage 4 lung cancer. Throughout the years, it's grown, but, I'd have to say the American Lung Association itself, the advances in the medicine, advances in technology is the reason why I'm sitting here today talking to you guys. My health is, it pops up and, things come up and, we all fight. And that's what we're here to do. We all fight. And that's what I love to do. My brothers and sisters in the Philadelphia Fire Department have participated in this climb since its inception in 2007. And in those years, we've raised over $93,000 for the American Lung Association. And I applaud every one of you that have done that. It's a little bit, but a little bit goes a long way. And I hope that throughout the years and the years going forward, we can make that number climb even higher and higher and higher every year. We even started getting our cadet classes, the newer firefighters involved, the 196, 197, and 198 classes. They stepped up to the plate right from the beginning. And last year they were one of the top teams, and I'm sure they enjoyed it. And many of them have contributed again this year. And it's my pleasure to say, that through all that, the American Lung Association has invested $7.3 million in research, and in this past year, $3.5 million just specifically on lung cancer. The advances there, I'm still working. It's tough every day, but I work it, and the advancements that the American Lung Association have done throughout the years, and through this venue and the Fight for Air stair climb. Some of you will see Naji Richardson down there. I have to give him a little shout out. We're looking forward to seeing you this season, an American Ninja Warrior. Last year, I got to be with him as he competed, on the sidelines in both Baltimore and Vegas, and and share my story nationally through him. And I want to especially thank him, seeing him on the panel today, to get that out there. I've gotten a lot of good feedback from that. And hopefully through that, we were able to promote the cause a little bit more. And I definitely want to thank him for that. But also, I want to thank our sponsors. We really need to thank the sponsors. We're thrilled to have the support of corporate and healthcare communities, as well as the volunteers who help play an instrumental role in making events like the Fight for Air Stair Climb possible. We want to say an outstanding thank you to our sponsors, our committed partners, and our fight against lung disease, not just lung cancer, but all lung diseases. Our national team partner, Kindred Healthcare, and national client partner for Healthy Air, April Air, BDP International for their corporate matches. You know, many of you that have donated, BDP International has matched your donation to help get us to our fundraising goal. The Jane and Leonard Korman Respiratory Institute at Jefferson Health and the National Jewish Health, a special thank you to them. Combined sponsorship and team fundraising has raised over $58,000 in the past 3 years. Holman Enterprises, Theravance Biopharma, the Brandywine Realty Trust. They have been a big supporter also. IMC Construction. I have to say a special thank you to Independence Blue Cross, you know, my insurance company, because obviously, you know, the care in itself is not, you know, it can be taxing sometimes. And they have definitely stepped up on this, and they've stepped up on a lot of things. Genentech, Bath Filter, IQVIA, the View on 50, the City Tap House. They're always a big fundraiser for us, you know, a big sponsor for us. And for those I know we're not having the in-person today, but, you know, they're always there for us. And all of our 2020 floor sponsors. The floor sponsors themselves, each time that we were climbing, even though we didn't have an in-person event, all these people have still stepped up and sponsored a virtual floor for us. We couldn't do this work without all of you. Your endorsement truly saves lives. We want to thank our individual participants who have shown great generosity in contributing to American Lung Association also. And I've talked a little bit too much, and I just want to say again, thank you all for being here, and I'm going to turn it back to Dr. Summer.
Thank you, John. Thanks for sharing your story, and from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate what you're doing. You're a role model to many people, including myself. So thanks again for being a great advocate for the Fight for Air Climb. At this time, I'd like to introduce Daniel Brighter. Daniel's a commercial property manager for 12 years at Brandywine Realty Trust, and also the property manager for 3 Logan Square, where we usually do our climb. Daniel joins us today, ready to share why Hit This Climb and partnership with the ALA is important to him, and you have the floor.
Thank you, Dr. Ross. Good morning, everyone, and thanks again for joining us. As Dr. Ross said, I'm Daniel Brighter, the Senior Property Manager for 3 Logan Square. It's where the American Lung Association has hosted the Fight for Air Climb for the last 13 years. The climb is the premier first responder event in the Mid-Atlantic region, and every year we watch in awe as over 100 firefighters from Philadelphia and the surrounding suburbs climb the steps in their firefighting gear. As a company, Brandywine Realty Trust encourages all of our employees not just to support, but to serve the communities where we live and work. So I got involved with the Fight for Air Climb in Philadelphia about 2 years ago. I've been deeply inspired by how this community comes together to support such a great cause. Last year, I captained the Brandywine team and actually climbed the steps for my first time. Through my involvement, I've seen hundreds of people climb in support of family members currently fighting lung disease or in memory of loved ones who have passed away from it. I started climbing in honor of my uncle, Ronald Woodring, who had COPD, ended up passing away from lung cancer. Recently, I lost my father-in-law. Sorry. I lost my father-in-law with COVID-19. So this year, I dedicate the climb to him and my uncle. I'll continue to climb in their memory for years to come. Though the climb might look a little bit different this year, everyone, it's still got that same energy. And, we're a community who shows up for each other when it's challenging. We've shown resilience, dedication, and what we like to say at Brandywine, our can-do attitude. So when the world comes back together, and it will, everyone, Brandywine looks forward to welcoming everybody back to the steps of 3 Logan Square. But for now, let's go virtually climb. Thank you, and have a great day.
Thank you so much, Daniel. And that was very touching. And my heart goes out to you for your father-in-law as well as your uncle. And thank you so much for sharing that story. Your commitment and dedication to the ALA is much appreciated. The support of each and every one of you here today is extremely important, and I cannot emphasize that enough. The next person I'd like to introduce is Rick Winningham. He's the Chief Executive Officer of Theravance Biopharma. Theravance Biopharma is a cutting-edge biopharmaceutical company based in San Francisco that discovers, develops, and commercializes organ-selective medicines. I'm sorry about my uncontrolled dog. His company is focused on inflammation and immunology, including lung diseases such as COPD, asthma, and COVID-19. Mr. Winningham has been the CEO of Theravance Biopharma since 2014 and its predecessor, Theravance Inc., since 2001. We are extremely grateful for his support through sponsorship and with Team Theravance, who has raised over $4,000. I think the morning total was $4,200. In addition, I just want to say thank you so much for being a part of this, given what's going on in California right now with the fires, and you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Dr. Summer, and hello, everybody. Good morning. I want to start by thanking the American Lung Association for the opportunity to speak with you today, and for their hosting of this incredible event year after year, particularly this year. This year's event's very different from past years, and I'm inspired by the American Lung Association's ability to adapt to a new normal and continue to raise awareness through this difficult period that all of us are going through about lung disease, virtually finding a way and getting it done with this event. The American Lung Association does important work, and its focus on saving lives by improving lung health and preventing lung disease and drawing attention to lung disease is critical. And Theravance Biopharma and all of our team are proud to be a sponsor of this event, as well as a sponsor of the organization of the American Lung Association as a whole. It'd be a terrific understatement to say that 2020 has presented challenges for all of us. This is even more true for those impacted by respiratory illness. And sadly, we've seen tremendous growth in lung disease this year as a result of the COVID-19, for which we see currently short-term impacts on respiratory health, but have yet to see the long-term respiratory effect of the disease, which will come. Over the past 150 years, we've made great progress in treating lung disease, and this was supported by scientific advances such as the advent of inhaled steroids, which transformed the treatment of asthma, new modes of delivery for medicines to enhance the impact of treatment, as well as ongoing research and development of new medicines. We have a long way to go, but there's a reason to be very hopeful about the future. At Theravance Biopharma, we dedicate our time, our resources, and our passion to the discovery and development of treatments for lung disease, such as asthma, COPD, IPF, and now COVID-19. We use our expertise and experience to design new medicines and to develop new therapies that have the potential to make a transformative difference for patients. On a personal note, the phrase "fight for air" has a special meaning for me. I lost my father a few years ago to the ravages of multiple systems atrophy and complications from COPD. I know firsthand the struggles that families face when facing and dealing with lung disease, and the importance of raising awareness and the need for continued research on potential new treatments is paramount. This is why today's events, and those like it all over the country, are critical to keep this conversation going, to bring lung disease to the forefront in people's minds, to drive awareness and education around the United States and around the world on lung health. Thank you for your time. Thanks for choosing today to make a difference for yourselves in the climb. Good luck to everyone climbing today. We can and will win this battle of lung disease together through passion and commitment as exemplified by this event. Dr. Sommer, back to you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Winningham, and thank you for sharing your personal story. It's very touching. We're also very proud and grateful, I just want to emphasize again, of Theravance Biopharma's commitment and support to the ALA. Next, I'd like to give a shout out to IMC Construction, who unfortunately I believe was not able to join us this morning, but has sent a message. And Felice, I believe you have a video to show.
IMC Construction is thrilled to be sponsoring the American Lung Association's Fight for Air virtual climb. This is the third event we sponsor for the American Lung Association, and we look forward to our continued partnership with such a great organization. A big part of IMC's culture is ensuring that our employees and team members are giving back to the community. We're so proud of our IMC team this year for working hard and being the top corporate fundraiser for this year's event. 2020 has been unique, to say the least. And COVID-19 has certainly brought a heightened sense of awareness of diseases that can impact lung health. The American Lung Association's mission with improving lung health and lung disease is something that is near and dear to our hearts here at IMC. We know many people, family, friends, and colleagues who have been impacted by lung disease. We admire the team at American Lung Association and all of their hard work and effort to make this year's Air Climb a fun, creative, virtual event. We would like to thank Christy, Felice, and her team for their hard work, and we're truly amazed at what you do day in and day out. We're very honored to be a part of this year's event. Thank you.
Thank you to IMC Construction for their dedication to the American Lung Association and their amazing success this year. This year was a lot different than our normal stair climb and our normal fundraising, and we offered our participants a virtual action passport challenge. We asked you to take part in these virtual climb simulations and post photos and videos of you and your team taking the challenges. And I personally enjoyed watching all of them and seeing all the photos and pictures on social media. We're pleased to share with you some of our photos and videos you submitted, and keep a lookout towards the end of this video where you'll catch our first glance at the new Fight for Air Climb logo that will be rolled out next year. So all of you that have gotten different things, prizes, tumblers and stuff, you have to come back next year so we can get the new stuff with the new logo. It, changes things up a little bit. A link to the video will be shared with all registered participants, and we hope you enjoy this highlight reel. Felice.
Sorry, it's Caroline. I'm having technical difficulties. Give me 1 minute.
It's going flawless so far, so you're allowed one.
We're doing good.
Let me try again. All right, I'm just gonna, whoops.
Oh, there we go.
You're seeing, okay.
The American Lung Association Fight for Air Climb unites us to climb together for lung health. Together, we are raising awareness and funds to support those living with lung cancer, who struggle to breathe from asthma and COPD, and who are affected by COVID-19. Your dollars fund research, education, and advocacy so that one day we can live in a world free of lung disease. In March, we would have climbed 3 Logan Square, but instead, we climbed our stairs at home or in the neighborhood. Thank you so much for your dedication. In the face of a global pandemic, we come together to fight for air and embrace the changes and the challenges. Together, we climb for COVID. Together, we step it up. Together, we break a sweat. Together, we stand up for clean air. And together, we double our steps for the century climb. Thank you for your support.
Well worth it.
Well worth the wait, Caroline. Thank you. I personally want to say thank you again to everyone that's participated in this virtual action challenges. And I want to say God bless to everybody listed on that list and those that were not listed on the list, because I know we all may know 1, 2, 3 people suffering or have suffered in the past. I can say from experience, it's not something you really want to go through. It isn't. For me, my challenge over the last 3 years have been immunotherapy, chemotherapy treatments, pills. This week, I'm doing my 4th round of radiation treatments. So Monday, I get this, for the 4th time, go finish up my radiation treatment. So it's not something we all want to go through. And by participating in this event and reaching out to everyone, every dollar that you raise, helps to maybe next year make that list a little less. And if we can reduce that list by just one person, to me, it's worth every penny of it. And it's worth everything that we do. And it's worth all the hard work that you guys do and everyone on this panel does. But it's more important that everyone that's on this call and everyone that has participated in the past and participated this year, especially in these circumstances, I personally cannot thank you enough. I cannot thank you enough from the bottom of my heart. Those also who have done these, we want to thank a couple people by name in our Climb for COVID challenge. sponsored by the Jane and Leonard Korman Respiratory Institute. We asked you to try 36 mountain climbers and ask 3 of your friends to take the challenge. Personally, I hate mountain climbers. I hate doing them. I try not to do them. I know, a lot of people like them. And so this year's winner, we actually have a prize. We'll receive an 1.5-hour Northbrook canoe trip. And this year's winner is Catherine O'Malley of Team Cinta Steppers. And I want to say personally, thank you, Catherine. Well deserved. Well deserved. Okay. We also had our Step It Up Challenge, sponsored by Theravance Biopharma, and asked you to choose your stairs and complete 1,088 steps. The winner will receive a Wawa gift basket, includes a $50 gift card. And there was some, if you saw in the video, there's some interesting ones going up and down steps. I like the ones that had the animals following you up and down. Personally, that's what my animals do all the time. This year's winner is Jamie Cheng, of team captain for Climb for a Cure, and congratulations, Jamie. Okay. We also had the Break a Sweat Challenge, sponsored by the Brandywine Realty Trust. And we asked you to simulate a 50 floor climb at 3 Logan Square by logging a 700-foot elevation. The winner will receive a Medify air purifier. This year's winner is Joey Parente from Team Climb for Barber Tulio. Congratulations, Joey. Another challenge we had was the Century Climb Challenge, sponsored by IMC Construction, where we asked you to complete 100 mountain climbers exercises. Again, something I absolutely hate doing. The winner will receive a Schuylkill Banks Riverboat Tour for 4 people. This year's winner is Kevin Gelman from Team for Little Debbie. Congratulations, Kevin. We had a fire station challenge, sponsored by Holman Enterprises, where we asked each fire station to simulate a 50-foot climb by logging a minimum 700 feet from any activity they used. The winning fire station will receive a Dyson Pure Hot and Cold HPO4. The winning fire station is the Bristol Fire Company Station 51. Congratulations to my brothers and sisters out there at Bristol Fire, and thank you for competing in that. And then we took the Then we took the Take the Pledge to Stand Up for Clean Air. The American Lung Association launched this initiative in July to act on climate change for clean air. When it comes to protecting our health from air pollution and climate change, everyone has a role to play. We can each do our little bit. The winner will receive a $50 gift certificate to Green Table, an online greeting card company. And this winner is Dr. Summer. Congratulations, Dr. Summer. You won that. You get to have that. And
seems fixed. I don't know if
I wasn't going to say that. I wasn't going to say that, but it was fair and square. You did get it, kind of. You did get that. So it did seem a little fixed when I read it.
It shows that you're participating in the challenges, which is great.
Yeah,
there you go.
I don't know. It doesn't have good optics.
Well, congratulations to all of you. And we will reach out to each of you directly this week to get to your prizes. No matter where you were this year, climbing the stairs in your house or outside, because of your hard work, we're a part of the success of this event. Dr. Summer, I hand it back over to you.
Okay, so I believe that we're now talking about how much was raised total. So as of today, the numbers are that a total of $241,304 have been raised to support the American Lung Association through this event. This is an amazing number, and the growth that's happened in over the last few years since I've been involved in this is absolutely amazing, and we should all be very proud of ourselves. We are so grateful to really everyone that's been involved in this, and I would like to, though, specifically call out a few of our top fundraisers to date. And I just want to also mention that you can still fundraise all the way till October 11th. So there's plenty of time to raise even more money for the American Lung Association. So our current top fundraisers as of now are, first I wanted to go with our top corporate teams as of this morning. In third place, we have Brandywine Realty Trust, led by Daniel Brighter. In second place, Philadelphia Fire Department, led by, of course, John Narkin and Corey Hullins. And in first place, drum roll, IMC Construction, led by Vicki Leary, with a current total of $18,917. That's extremely remarkable, and thank you so much for your accomplishments. Okay, now I would like to thank our top family and friends teams. In third place, we have For Little Debbie, led by Jessica Genman. In second place, we have Gale Squad, led by Anna Torrance. And in first place, the always top leader and little bit of a show-off team, they're so good, is Team Stab Plus, and their current total is $45,222 of this morning. Extremely impressive, and we cannot thank you enough for your continued effort year after year. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it over to Felice, the development director, to recognize our top individual fundraisers.
Thank you, Dr. Summer. Appreciate it. So in third place is Jim Stabilito of Tim Stab Plus. In second place, Vicki Leary from IMC Construction. And our first place fundraiser will receive the John Timoney Award, named after the former police commissioner of Philadelphia who died from lung cancer in August of 2016. Ninee Dewar, a team member of Team Stab Plus, has participated in the climb in Philadelphia since 2017 and raised over $36,000. It is my pleasure to present this year's top individual fundraiser award to Ninee Dewar for raising a total of $19,000. Congratulations, Ninee. I just want to pass this on to you.
Thank you.
Ninee, will you please share your story with us?
Thanks, Felice. Good morning, everyone. I'm thrilled to have been able to help raise money for this event for the last 3 years of climb. $36,000, that is humbling. I became involved in the climb because I lost a colleague and dear friend, Thomas Patrick Mullen, to COPD. It was sudden and unexpected, shocking and heartbreaking. He's a fellow partner at PwC, an amazingly intelligent, stubborn, larger-than-life individual, full of quick-witted comments and unfiltered remarks and a love of good cocktails, Christmas music, red wine, and sarcasm. I never really knew much about COPD until I found out that Tom was battling it. Tom never made a big deal about his condition. At the beginning, I only knew he had some medical issues and struggled with shortness of breath, which prevented him from enjoying activities he loved. But according to Tom, it was all manageable. Later on, I realized that it was a lot more serious, and the condition actually deteriorated quite quickly to the point he was required to have an oxygen tank at home and a portable oxygen pack to take with him when he traveled. And ultimately, that he would need a lung transplant. Even then, Tom still never let any of these get in the way of his passions. Shortly after the news about getting on the transplant list, we were supposed to be at a firm annual conference in Florida together the last week of October 2015. I remember texting him when I first arrived at the conference about where he was. I didn't see him. I never got a reply. Instead, an announcement was made that evening that Tom had passed away at home after returning from an out-of-town client meeting. He was taken away from us at just 47 years old. Tom was a vivid supporter of the Philadelphia Fight for Air Climb event, although he was never able to actually do the climb because of his condition. He started supporting the program because it was for a clearly relevant good cause, and also probably more importantly, his client Stan Harmer, who participates every year as part of Team Stat Plus, encouraged him to. So after Tom passed away, I and a number of my colleagues wanted to do something to cherish and honor his memory, and we thought this event would be the perfect event, even though all of us live in or around New York City, which means hiring a minibus and getting up at the crack of dawn to get to Philly each year. So I guess we didn't have to do that this year. This year I have even more reason to climb. In June last year, my world crumbled when I lost my dad very suddenly and unexpectedly to late-stage lung cancer. Only 3 weeks elapsed from the time that his diagnosis was confirmed to the time of his passing. He had no noticeable symptoms until just weeks before the diagnosis. Just like Dad and I lost one of the most important figures of my existence. Then earlier this year, my uncle was diagnosed with late-stage lung cancer. He's fiercely fighting it. Although the climb will be very different this year, I'm glad I'm able to do it to honor Tom, to help raise awareness of the lung-related diseases, and to help raise funds to fight them, to help people who have to face challenges Tom and my dad faced and my uncle is facing. I want to thank my family, friends, and colleagues at PwC for their generous donations, and BDP International for the generous corporate match. Happy climbing, everyone.
Thank you so much, Ninee, for sharing your story with us, and really for being such a devoted volunteer and advocate for the Fight for Air Climb in Philadelphia, as well as for the American Lung Association. I have to say that your stories, especially about Tom, is also my experience as a pulmonologist. I don't know if there's some kind of genetic connection between lung disease and quiet suffering, but that is my experience too. And I think it's our job to be the speakers for these people with lung disease that for some reason don't advocate for themselves, because the louder the voice, the more money that comes in to help treat these diseases. So thank you so much for being an ongoing advocate. Okay, so I want to next please give a Zoom applause for all these incredible people that we've discussed today who have raised large amounts of money for the American Lung Association for lung disease. Thank you so much for your extraordinary efforts. Next, I'd like to welcome another really special guest, Naji Richardson, a North Philadelphia native, American Ninja Warrior finalist, also known as the Flying Phoenix, and the American Lung Association's 2019 National Fight for Air Climb Ambassador. Please give our warm welcome, Zoom wave to Naji Richardson, and also a hero of our family because we love watching him on TV. Okay, Naji.
Thank you, thank you. So thank you guys for having me on. This has been super incredible. I've been doing the Fight the Air Climb since 2018 now. So I've been here for a while, and every year I get to see it grow. This year is obviously very, very different. I wanted to be there in person climbing with everyone. I always really look forward to it, but I just think bringing this together and having something and connecting and talking about the struggles of lung health and also what we can do to better the cause of fighting this thing head on is just really, really cool. And I thank everyone for putting this together and having me a part of it. I got involved with the Fight for Air Climb kind of on accident, actually. So I have asthma. I have had asthma my entire life. And it's really funny hearing Dr. Summer talk about sort of keeping it quiet and not advocating for ourselves, because that was something that I was very, very strict about. As an athlete, I've been an athlete since I was 10 years old. And I never wanted to make an excuse. I never wanted anyone to give me sympathy. So I always kept my asthma to myself. I never talked about it. And I tried to figure out a way of dealing with it on my own. But one thing that was very, very important to me was not letting anyone know that I had an issue, something that could be made an excuse in my book. So I kept my asthma to myself. And I believe it was season 9, I had an asthma attack on TV. And it kept me from finishing the course. And at first I was really, really embarrassed. I was really embarrassed because it was the very first time where I had to come clean about having asthma, and it was going to be something that was going to hinder me on the course compared to the other athletes. But surprisingly enough to me, there was an outcry of like support, and there was just, I think I had more messages that season from people just saying how much they appreciated what I was doing, and that I was a really huge inspiration for them just by going out there and doing a sport at a high level, even with asthma. And I had children, I had adults, I had seniors reach out to me and ask me for advice. You know, like, this is amazing. How are you able to do this? And truthfully, because I've always done this thing on my own, I didn't know how to help them. You know, I didn't know where to tell them to turn. I didn't know what to tell them to do. And then my manager told me about the Lung Association. I thought, yeah, I'd love to get involved. And that's kind of my story of how I got involved with the American Lung Association. I just took the opportunity to use myself as a kind of a poster boy for someone having a disability or someone having asthma or anything, and showing them, hey, you know, even living with this condition, you can still do some really, really cool things, some really amazing things. And you don't have to let this be a hindrance. You don't have to let this be something that holds you back from achieving whatever dream you have. So I wanted to use myself as that message for a younger generation. And I really thank the American Lung Association for helping me do that. Over the years, the amount of support and the amount of kids that have come up to me and approached me that have told me they've either gone out for their school, you know, baseball team, football team, or whatever it is. Even American Ninja Warrior, I've had many, many ninjas, young ninjas now, tell me that the reason they got involved in American Ninja Warrior and their sports back at home was because they saw me on TV and they weren't afraid to do something even while having asthma. So it's been really, really cool. And I thank you guys for bringing me into your family and, you know, welcoming me so warmly. So thank you guys for that. One thing I would love to do right now, I want to give a huge shout out to Marlo Vandergrift for raising $1,480 for Team Flying Phoenix. That is awesome. Thank you so much, Marlo. I really, really appreciate that. That is amazing. Today, guys, I know we can't be here in person. I know we can't be at 3 Logan Square, and it's so sad, but I really want to encourage everyone just to go out and, you know, wear your shirts. These are really good shirts. I love these shirts this year. I really want to encourage everyone to go out, find a set of stairs and climb, you know, wherever you are. Me personally, I think I'm going to go to the art museum. That's one of my favorite places to exercise. I'm going to practice social distancing, wearing my mask. Actually, I'm going to bring up my mask that I have. Practice social distancing if you do go out. I got a really nice, cool looking American Lung Association mask here. I'm gonna make sure I'm wearing this while I'm climbing. But I really want to encourage everyone, even though we can't be at 3 Logan Square today, go out, find a set of stairs. If you need to use Strava to calculate your elevation while going on a run or walk, 700 feet stimulates the 50 stairs up 3 Logan Square. So whatever you need to do, get those steps in, you guys. Let's get active. And speaking of that, I'm going to lead everyone right now through a very quick 5-minute warm up before we go do those stairs. So I would love for everyone to join. You guys ready? All right, cool. I'm going to put my timer up here so we can make sure we're staying nice and accurate. All right, guys. Get my chair out the way. And time starts now. Everyone, we're gonna start jogging in place. So bring your knees up to your chest, jog in place. We're gonna do this for about 30 seconds and then we're gonna move on to something else. It's always important to warm up, you guys. You never wanna go just starting to exercise without getting everything nice and loose. Keep going, guys, keep going. All right, 5 seconds. In 5 seconds, we're gonna switch to jumping jacks. And start. So we're gonna do this for 30 seconds as well, you guys. Make sure you're breathing as you do this. Good job, you guys. Good job, everyone. 10 seconds to go, you guys. 10 seconds. All right. In 3 seconds, we're going to switch to butt kickers. And go. So you're going to try and bring your heels up and kick your butt. Great job, you guys. Bring those heels up. Make sure you're breathing through these exercises. Ten seconds to go, you guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take a break. Great job, you guys. Great job. Now we're going to do some dynamic stretching. Make sure you guys have some space near you. I don't want anyone kicking anything. Spread your arms out. Okay, and 2 seconds, we're going to bring our knees up to our chest like this. One knee, I want you to pull it in. Guys, as you're doing this, deep breaths in your nose, out through your mouth. Great job. And switch legs. Bring that knee in. Pull it to your chest. Great job, you guys. We're climbing stairs today, so it's really important to make sure you stretch out your lower body. Awesome. Okay, now we're going to bring one knee up and we're going to pull it out to the side. Try and open up the hip flexors. Great job, everyone. Again, make sure you're breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Great job. And other leg, bring it up, pull it up to the side. Make sure you open up the hips. Also a great way to work on your balance as well, guys. Awesome, awesome. Okay, next thing we're gonna do now, I think we're all gonna disappear, but everyone's gonna reach up really, really high. I want you all to go down and touch your toes. Try and disappear from the screen. Good job, everyone. Great job, guys, great job. Make sure you, as you're doing this stretch, you feel the stretch in your hamstrings. And up, everyone back up. Okay, now we're gonna start the warm up all over again and just do the cardio part. So everyone run in place, jog in place. Now we got our lower body nice and stretched out. We're just gonna make sure everything is running properly so when we run up these stairs, no injuries. Great job, you guys. And jumping jacks, go. Great job, guys. We're almost there. 10 seconds of jumping jacks left, and then we're gonna go to butt kickers for 30 seconds, and that would be it. 3, 2, 1. Last thing, butt kickers, guys. 30 seconds, butt kickers. Almost there, you guys, almost there. 15 seconds left, guys, 15 seconds left. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job, you guys. All right, now you are all ready to go out and kill some stairs. Thank you guys all for warming up with me. Super excited. And again, thank you guys for being here. This is amazing. Dr. Summer, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Thank you so much, Najee. And that's the most exercise I've done in a while. So it may be, I may take me a second to get my breath. And my question for you is, you said you climb at the Museum of Art. Are you climbing the walls or are you climbing the stairs?
A little bit of both, actually. A little bit of both.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, well, we would love to see everyone on their climb today. If you are going out, and I hope you all are, please upload your photos of you and your family and your friends doing your climb. You can do it to the Facebook group or tag us on Instagram. We can participate together while we're physically distanced. And I want to thank everyone again for all you've done for the American Lung Association and for patients with lung disease.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sommer. And I get to end the program with us today. And I want to thank every one of you from the bottom of my heart. Still out of breath a little bit, Naj. Thanks. You know, I got some stuff going on here. You're killing me over here. So thank you. Thank you again for joining us this morning. We really, really, really appreciate everybody. To everybody out there, we couldn't do this without you guys. And to have you guys here and to take your time today on Saturday morning it's a little different this year. We would have loved to have been in person, but you know, things are what they are. And we hope that next year we get everybody back and we're there. And thank every one of you. We applaud you from the bottom of our heart, And I personally applaud every one of you and thank you, because if it weren't for people like you and the fundraising that you guys do, I don't know if I would be here today talking to you like I am. But it's those type of advances and that little bit that, you know, and a lot that everybody does. This is why we do what we do. And thank you for partnering with us to take a stand against lung disease. Go out there and climb. Enjoy the beautiful weather here in Philadelphia while it lasts. And thank you again from the bottom of my heart. And thank you to everybody on this panel. Appreciate you guys. Take care. Climb safely. Thank you.